All right, congratulations. You're now on the intro video for phase 2. This phase is known as Get Started, aptly named because this is where we get started. So we've completed the best part. At this point, you should have at least 15 to 25 possible suppliers that you could work with. And now we have to actually get started. So this phase is full of action steps. We're not really doing any more research as much as we are actually taking action and setting up all of our different things that are listed here. So this is the intro video for phase 2. So I'm going to explain to you each of the different points here and just a little bit of foresight of what to expect in this phase. So we have quite a few steps that we're going to be accomplishing in the Get Started or phase 2. The first one is going to be we're going to register your LLC, get your business set up, and get your EIN number. Now, a few notes, things to note here. This is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a CPA. You have to file and do your own taxes and research. I'm going to recommend that you start off with an LLC. If for some specific reason you decide that you want to operate as a sole proprietorship, I would advise against it and really just get your LLC set up. Now, if you're already an advanced operator or an advanced business owner and you've already kind of have your LLC established, then you just want to make sure that you want to use this particular LLC that you already have set up for this business. In some cases, it might be better to get a LLC set up with for a new company. Depends upon your situation, but again, you must or should consult with your lawyer or CPA before you register a new business. So we are going to need to have an LLC established, or if you have a corporation already set up, that's fine. But you're going to need to have an EIN number. And so this is basically just a social security number for your business. So we're first get into that, how to register that, and get that set up. Next, we're going to get into a reseller certificate. Also, every state calls it something different. This is a document which allows you to get out-of-state sales tax waived on your orders from the vendors. If you're working with what we identified as diamond suppliers, they're almost always going to require a reseller certificate. It's a very important document. I'll show you how to get that. Next, we're going to register the domain name. So we're going to use Namecheap as our registrar. I've just used many companies like GoDaddy and stuff, and I've just found Namecheap to be the most reliable, the cheapest, the easiest, and most straightforward. We're also going to use a business phone number, so we're going to show you how to do that at possible digits. We need to have an 800 number for our company. We need to have that registered. We also need to set up a business email at Google Apps, so we're going to set up a business email at the domain name. We're also going to register a checking account, a business checking account. We want to avoid commingling of funds. We want to make sure that everything is sorted out with our business checking account. Some of these here are going to have referral codes on them. If you use my referral, maybe we'll both get some small bonuses. I'll review them and upload those there in the individual sections. But just know that there could be some perks. So I think Brex you like $250 if you do a certain number of deposits. So there's some small perks there. I'll include any referral links I have for bonuses. Some optional items. Register with QuickBooks. So within Brex, they offer, I think, like a really cheap promo code for QuickBooks for the first 6 months or year. This is not something that you need to set up immediately, as we're still pre-revenue. We haven't made any sales. We're still organizing the operations. But you're definitely going to want some kind of accounting software, whether you use QuickBooks or you have your own, Excel spreadsheet. You're just going to need something in order to keep track of your expenses and your revenue and all the income and all the figures. So I use QuickBooks. It's an optional one. I'll do a video on how to register with the promo code, and I think you get maybe like 6 months half off or something like that. So there's some promos there. Next, we're going to go over registering our DBA. This is also optional. It's not required. But DBA is a doing business as. This is something that every state's a little bit different. But for example, if you have your business name, let's say it's ABC123 Inc., and then let's say your actual store is Fire Pits available right now.com, then you're going to need to file a DBA, for example, ABC123 Inc., doing business as Fire Pits available right now.com. So this DBA could be required if you're doing business under a different name than you're doing on your main business, the actual LLC name, and also it can allow you to open maybe multiple stores under the same LLC. Again, there's pros and cons to all of these. You need to consult with your accountant or your lawyer to figure out what's best for you. This is kind of more related to tax preparation and filing. So most people will probably know about these. If you're unsure, do some research and you'll be able to figure out the best path there. I recommend doing a DBA for these. Next, another optional item we'll get into is registering with Dun & Bradstreet, D&B. This is leaning kind of more towards the credit side, business credit, and this is something that will add to your bottom line when you're running a store. So the credit portion is something I don't talk about too frequently, but this is what allows you to really get the most bang for your buck. So credit card reward points and credit card purchases for ad spend and for other various expenses in the business, when you get those reward points and those sign-up bonuses, they can really even add an additional, let's say, 3 to 5% profit on top of what you're already doing. So, registering with Dun & Bradstreet, this is an optional video. It relates to just getting your new LLC registered with this business credit reporting agency. Another thing that's related to business credit is you're going to want to get your new business on registered with listyourself.com. This is kind of putting you in the yellow pages or 411. So it'll help there. It'll register your phone number, your business number. So these are the first parts of getting started. So we need to get all the kind of legal infrastructure set up in order to operate a business. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually decide on our palette for our company. So we're going to look at, and the palette is going to be the color pattern of the site and your brand, and also we're going to get the logo created for this new brand that we're establishing. We're also going to make all the social media accounts. So this is very straightforward. We're just going to make sure that we have some basic stuff set up there, like an about us and some basic description. We have our accounts, our social media accounts set up. With Facebook, we'll go into each of the ones individually and how to properly kind of organize those. And we'll want our color palette and our logo before that to make sure, setting up, for example, that the header and all the different things related to the social media accounts. After we finish that up, then we're going to start actually creating our storefront. So we're going to create our Shopify account. We're going to log in. We're going to go purchase our Shoptimized theme. This theme is very powerful. It is one of the main benefits. So there's a few things that people may come up for people here. Yes, there is a charge to have the theme. You have to purchase a license. And so the installation process literally takes 2 minutes, but there is a purchase in order to acquire the theme. Now, one person may ask, okay, well, why are you using a paid theme, rather than just going with one of the free options or trying to find something for free? The main benefit is this theme. First of all, it's well optimized. It has a historical track record of success. I know many people, too many to count on one or two hands, more than two hands, use this theme. And it is, I think it's on version 6 or so right now, 6.1 or something like that. So it's been through different variations to get to this point. It's very well optimized. And then additionally, a lot of individual things that you would normally pay Shopify apps on, like you would pay for these kind of features separately, are included in this theme. So most people would end up getting like a more basic theme or a free theme, and then like paying for all these additional things which drive sales and drive conversions. The benefit of this theme is a lot of those features are already included. Overall, it's it's the best theme that I've found to drive conversions online. I recommend installing this one. If you have your own theme and you're dead set on it, maybe you've used it before, you have experience in the industry, obviously feel free. Any beginner or somebody who's getting started in this industry and just learning, just get the Shoptimize theme. Just get it, install it, start using it. You don't have to do it right now, but when we're at that point and you've done the steps previously, just use the Shoptimize theme and just register it and get it set up. So we're going to organize the theme, and we're going to do all the work on the inside, adding our color palette. We're going to upload our logo. We're going to make sure that all of the basic things are organized, such as the mega menus, making sure that the product collections are set up, all of our pages, our about us, privacy policy, terms of service, shipping, returns policy. All of those things have to be established. So we have to set pages for those. A lot of them are copy and paste. Maybe just changing a few things here and there, but we have to go in and actually make sure all the infrastructure is set up properly, making sure the reviews are there, and there's a process for that. Product description tabs, so making sure that in the product description all of our tabs are set up, and then overall making sure that the on-page CRO, this CRO stands for conversion rate optimization, so making sure that our on-page is properly organized, and we're going to install some apps in order to do that. So there's going to be kind of a walkthrough on each of the individual apps that need to be set up on the site. And I'm even going to show you entirely myself doing these processes on a store that I'm launching myself. So you're going to be right next to me, side by side, over my shoulder, watching me do these steps. So there's no mystery, there's no figuring it out. You'll just see exactly what to do and steal shamelessly. I'm going to put a lot of content in here that you can copy directly. You can just change maybe your business name and a few slight things on there, but in business you can just go ahead and steal shamelessly. Now I wouldn't like you to get into the same market that I'm in. There's so many options like I showed you in the first phase. But feel free to copy any of the words on the page, how I organize things, the color patterns, the color schemes, and I'm going to go into great detail on those as we move forward. But that's going to be a big chunk of this phase, is just setting up the actual site, and then I'll walk you through all the different sections. So we'll cut down your learning curve rather than me saying, oh, just log in and do it. No, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, where to look, where to click, where to go. And remove the mystery, just demystify this whole process. So we're going to upload the theme, optimize it, get it all organized properly, and then we're going to add our demo products. Now these are not going to be real products, these are just going to be demo products, and what we need placeholders on the site in order to display to the manufacturers when we reach out to them. We need to already have some products on the site to show them, what we're working with. So, we don't leave the site empty. We add some demo products. So I'll show you how to upload those. Maybe this process takes 20 or 30 minutes. And this is one of the daily, weekly, monthly, just all the time activities on a site like this is adding products. So it's something that happens constantly. It's one of the first jobs that you teach a virtual assistant if you hire someone to help you with this. So this is an important part, and we're just going to do a basic outline in that section. So we're not going to go deep into the SEO stuff on the product description. We're just going to be high level because we're just doing demo products at this phase. Later we'll be actually uploading real live products, and it'll be a more in-depth training. This one is just going to be on the demo product. We just need to have something on the site in order to show the manufacturers that we're the real deal. Things like those products, also our business name, our 800 number, our professional at our domain email. All these things are going to give us that credibility. Already having a reseller certificate, having our LLC established, all of these things are going to allow us, is going to form a complete package which allows us to onboard and find partners to work together with. So very key. All right, after we add the demo products, then we're going to install all the basic apps. So there's a list of maybe 10 to 15 apps that we want to start off with in order to get the site up and running. We're going to install sales channels, things like Facebook, social media. We're going to make sure everything is set up, as far as having all the basic infrastructure, the background of the site, all the things need to be linked and updated and installed. So that's just a lot of clicking. Doesn't take much time, but you got to log into accounts and such. So there'll be I'll do a whole video sequence on that. Next, after we install the sales channels and the Shopify apps, then we're going to get into Google and setting up Google Webmaster Tools, making sure that we have our Google Search Console set up, Google Analytics set up. We also want to make sure we're on Google Places. And we also want to submit our sitemap to Google, and we're going to do the same thing with Bing. So we're going to set up our Webmaster Tools, we're going to set up Bing Places, and we're going to submit our sitemap to Bing. Now, this is a lot of content. If you're familiar with these topics, it might seem very straightforward. If you're unfamiliar, it might seem like a foreign language. So don't worry. This program is developed for the beginner. Also, the expert can acquire the knowledge in it too. So the beginner is able to understand things that I explained very basically, just very specifically, and then the expert is also going to be able to take this information and run with it, and maybe they could just do it a little faster. But I am explaining things so even the beginner can have a real clear understanding. So that's what we're going to go over in phase 2. One point that I wanted to mention that I kind of skipped over just briefly when I started this video is in phase 2 with registering your LLC. If you are what I would call, I guess this has been coined recently, a solopreneur, if you're an individual and you're getting started online and you're just beginning, or if you're not, working for a major corporation or fully established, you may want to register your business if this is a new LLC or new business at your home as a home-based business. Again, confirm with your accountant, but just some basic details, general knowledge is in the beginning that's a great strategy, but once you get to a point where you're attempting to scale or you're looking to acquire, let's say you also want to add credit cards or business trade lines, and this is like the entranceway into that kind of world of business financing, because these assets, they can be sold, for 2 to 3x net profit within 12 to 24 months. Additionally, the revenue generated is very high, so it really because there's high revenue monthly, it allows you to really, if you establish good credit, it allows you to also have a major advantage of getting financing or lines of credit or access to capital that you may have not had, with other strategies. So this is so the point I'm trying to make here, I'm kind of taking a long about way to get to it, is you can register your LLC at your home, which is great, or later on, it's good to have your business registered at a commercial location. For example, a Regis, or I haven't used Regis personally, but it's great. At some point, once you're successful and the site is growing and you have good revenue, you're going to want to kind of move things over to a commercial location, as it's going to greatly increase your benefits later on. So in the beginning, home-based business, not a problem. If you have access to a commercial location and you can register your business there, that's great. Don't use a P.O. box. So physical location, real location, suite is okay, suite A, suite B, suite 100, whatever. Just no big red X on P.O. box. So don't go that route. There are options like with Wyoming. I'll get into those later on in the actual specific video for that part. But you could just easily register as a home-based business unless you already have that. So I don't want to be a dead horse there. Let's move on. So just a quick intro into what is going to be after we complete these steps. So we have phase 2, which is get started, and then phase 3, which is get ready. So after we complete phase 2, then we're going to be moving into phase 3. And in phase 3, that's where we sign up our suppliers. So we onboard, that's why we made that list in phase 1 of 15 to 25 suppliers. We're going to sign up those suppliers, as many as possible, and we're going to keep adding to that list over time. Once we sign up some suppliers, and also on the suppliers is a script, but let's not get into too much detail in this video. Let's just give a high-level overview. After we sign them up, we're going to be adding their products to the site and making sure those products are fully optimized. So there's a way to make sure everything's optimized with the product descriptions and such. We'll be setting up our Google Merchant Center, so we'll be linking that. That is Google's kind of system to hold product data. So that's where all the product data gets fed into. We'll be setting up our advertising campaigns, so things like Google, Facebook, Bing. We'll be setting all those up. We'll be identifying our conversion offer. So that's our kind of bonus, which I'll be discussing. That's one of our tactics to set us apart from other people selling similar products. And we'll be driving conversions. So within phase 3, we're going to start driving sales. You're going to, it's an amazing feeling when you look at your phone and you see a Shopify notification in the top and it says, oh, you've got a new sale for $4,000 or $3,000 or $1,700. And this money is going to be deposited into your account, in 1 day or 2 days. So this is something that really can make this real. So for phase 2, push through it. Get all the things done. You can print this out, put a little check next to it, make sure it's finished. And I'm just super pumped to show you all these different processes and to help you get started in phase 2. So we know where we've been in phase 1, we know where we are in phase 2, we know where we're going in phase 3. So let's work on right now going through all of these different steps here in phase 2, and then I'll see you in the next video where we go into the basics of registering your LLC and getting your documents, commercial documents established. Also, don't hesitate if you are well aware of all the these basic things. These videos will not be very long. This might be one of the longest ones in the whole first section. But if you are already knowledgeable, I recommend just going through the video anyway. Just double check it, put it on 2x speed if you're short for time, and just give it a listen, because there might be some golden nuggets within this content, even on the basic level. So many times in business, people will tend to kind of stray away from the basics. So it's always good to have a nice reminder of the basic things and make sure that all of your ducks are in a row. So again, I'm pumped to get started with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and I'll see you in the next video.